Oi, this is the Profanity Gnome, and I'm here to tell you that if you're under 13 years old, fuck off this video! Get the fuck off YouTube! Get your mama to get your dad's cock out of her ears and actually be a parent! This is for adults only! And for everybody else, enjoy the video. And don't forget to like and subscribe and comment below what you think, you fuck buckets! I don't know how you talked me into this. Because you wanted to go back into stardom after you got out of the military and now you have nothing better to do? By the way, why exactly did you have the place to meet in an abandoned gym? Well, duh, we needed space for all the people that wanted to show up and be part of the auditions. Besides, it's the only place I could rent. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not entirely sure how many people would actually want to be part of this. I mean, we'd be going outside of the Animaniacs fandom. There's whole worlds that would blow your freaking mind, and there's not many tunes that are ready for that. Well, you've been in other fandoms. You could teach them how. Hell, you could teach us all how. I've had years of extensive military training. It's just not something you can learn overnight. That's where montages come in. Not everything can be solved with a simple montage. Besides, who'd be the one playing the music for that montage? You don't know any instruments.
Hey, hello, I'm here for the auditions.
This doesn't make my points any less valid. This is Animaniacs 2020, Episode 2. The episode opens up with everybody treating the Warners as they should be treated. As gods. Gods of Olympus, to be specific. God, I want to know what the hell Zeus fucked to make these three. So at any rate, well, one day while smiting people, they get carpal tunnel, so they decide to take a small vacation. They descend down to Earth and rent a beach house. But then here comes Odysseus, who has the audacity to poolside wave the Warners and make fun of them, ruining their vacation. So, they decide to head right back to Olympus to enact horrible vengeance upon them. First, it's Dot Idea, who sends sirens and has the ship swallowed by a whale. But Odysseus has the audacity to enjoy himself while partying. So, plan B. They send him straight to Hades in the underworld. But Odysseus thinks it's Ninja Gladiator and is enjoying himself in hell. How the hell do you enjoy yourself in hell? It's fucking hell! So then, the last plan is to send him onto an island with the cruelest, most unforgettable, most irredeemable fate known to mankind. Put him on an island with Donald Trump. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. Subtlety is not the Warner strong suit. But, might as well just let them have their fun now. Yep, just get it all out of your system, Animaniacs. Get it all out of your system. Every last joke, get it out there. Because, I'm gonna be honest, Trump's jokes for me just stopped being funny in 2017. Because that's the only joke pretty much every comedian in the world was telling at the time. And for 4 years since. And probably for another dozen years after. It's kinda just getting old hearing the same old jokes over and over again. But of course, the Animaniacs have never had their say on the guy, so of course they're going to be targeting him because he's the easiest target in the entire world. So, yeah, I'll let them have their say. I'll let them have their jokes, I'll let them throw their punches. But just get it all out of your system now, because the last thing we need is for the Animaniacs to turn into The Daily Show. Of course, with all the scandalous with all the other politicians I know of, I bet they'll have a field day with them. Just remember with Elizabeth Warner and Pocahontas incident. So after being used as Donald Trump's loofah, Audacity repents his sins, says his apologies to the gods, and promises to never cross them again. So that's a win in my book if I ever heard of one. But one thing I do want to point out is, Why the hell did Audacity think that we wouldn't notice that he stole Hercules' suit? I mean Disney's Hercules. Anybody else notice that? Just me? Okay, moving on.
It's already late afternoon and no one else has shown up. Maybe we should just call it quits for today.
What's going on here? Oh, we're holding auditions for anyone who wants to join us on our cartoon crusade of other fandoms.
Were you just sleeping under our table the whole time?
Would you like to audition for the roles? Wait a minute, are you offering me a job? That weird thing that all colleges promise after you graduate? That is technically correct as long as you sign these forms.
Seriously, we set up this table earlier this morning. How were you under there?
I can't believe it! After 47 and a half years of college, I finally landed a job! Dr. Nutty McNuttison Peanuts has a job! The greatest day of my life!
He does realize that he still needs to audition for the job, right?
I know, but he looks so happy, I don't want to disappoint him. Our next segment is with Pinky and the Brain. With Pinky and the Brain, they are set in medieval times. And Brain is explaining that they're entering in a new rodent into the mix, only for him to die immediately off screen. Okay, I'm just gonna call him Kenny. So Brain overhears knights tailing the tale of a dragon, and how anyone who can make a dragon bend to their will would easily take over the world. So Brain's evil plan this time is to find the dragon, domesticate the dragon, become the mother of dragons. And, well, that's a pretty solid plan to take over a kingdom. But I'm not sure if having one dragon is enough. He might need to breed an army. But at any rate, so he rides Pinky off. Not that way, you sick motherfucker. He rides Pinky off into the sunset. God, this is just getting worse all the time. As he passes by a bunch of minstrels, which Brain seems to have a very, very low opinion of. He finds the dragon's lair and discovers that the dragon is nothing more than a minstrel himself. Brain, feeling let down, decides to find another dragon to pull off his plan, but the dragon seems to be wanting Brain's attention more and more. Brain decides to use his higher intelligence to trick the dragon into thinking that the king is going to outlaw minstrels all around. The dragon would never allow that to happen, so Brain and the dragon team up to perform the greatest play of them all. The one where he teaches the dragon how to be a dragon. A dragon of fear, a dragon of terror, a dragon of pure raw might. And once his acting career has been set off, it's time to go on with the show. The dragon appears before the royal guard and lays siege to the castle. Brain comes in and says that in exchange for slaying the dragon, he will have the kingdom. The king quickly agrees. So Brain and the dragon have an epic duel where the dragon is slain. And thus, oh hey, it's the return of Thaddeus Plotz. Kind of weird how they bring him back in Pinky and the Brain and not in the actual Animaniacs, but okay. So Thaddeus Plotz, the king, begins to hand over his crown to Brain. So victory is assured, right? Well, not so much. For the weakness of Brain's plan this time is that this is a thespian acting dragon, and he oversells his part and accidentally destroys the kingdom. But hey, at least he has a good acting career now. 10 out of 10. I applaud you. But the king is awfully mad that the dragon isn't even slain and his kingdom is destroyed. So he actually outlawed all minstrels, starting with Pinky and the Brain. So locked up, they prepare for tomorrow night, as their plan, take over the world. Okay, so counting you and me, that's 6 people so far.
Well, it's not much, but we might be able to put off something small. Something small time.
Yes, but we're still going to need a very attractive woman.
Why specifically an attractive woman?
Well, right now things are a little bit of a sausage fest, and having a girl around will help us avoid getting the whole, oh, you're a bunch of creeps who don't like women and don't want them in supporting roles. And besides, it's really nice to have a bit of eye candy to draw in a crowd.
Okay, that right there is going to lead to a lawsuit.
Meow. Just look at her face, 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 don't look at her face. Oh crap, I look somewhere else! Hello, nurse! I know this seems a bit forward, but do you have a boyfriend? And if you don't have a boyfriend, on another unrelated note, how are you free this weekend?
I'm terribly sorry, young miss. It's his natural Warner instinct. They all have this. If you're still interested in the role, please go ahead and talk to the squirrel.
Well, the episode finishes off with a song. More specifically, a Dot song. As Dot sings all about how women in the past, through the civil rights movement, have gotten the right to vote. But then, a shocking development has occurred. Women might have the right to vote, but cartoon characters don't have the right to vote. What is this audacity? This will not stand! Shit must be done! So Dot, in a fit of rage that she doesn't have the right to vote, even though she was singing about how women have the right to vote, organizes all the cartoon characters from days of futures past. From the Looney Tunes to the Flintstones, to more Looney Tunes, to Tiny Toons, to more Hanna-Barbera properties, and any Warner Media cartoons, no matter how obscure. And she rallies them together in order to march on Washington in order to get the right to vote. And then all cartoon characters get the right to vote that day. How did we do it so fast? Well, because we're cartoon characters. Cartoon characters do everything faster. I thought you'd know that by now. Shame on you for not knowing that. Things are looking good in the hood so far.
How many people are you intending to sign up for this project anyway?
I don't know, probably not too many more. Maybe 2 or 3 at the tops.
Do you think we should have a filter of some kind so we don't get any of the really bad guys?
I think everybody deserves a chance at redemption. And besides, it doesn't matter if they're past as long as they get the parts down.
Greetings, mortals! I am Satan, the Prince of Darkness, the Lord of the Underworld, the ruler of Hell, and commander of all the stabbed souls. And I have but one thing to ask of you. Could you please look at my resume? I'm interested in the parts.
Do you have any good references? And that was Animaniacs 2020 Episode 2. Strangely, the Animaniacs are starting to have a running theme, but I'll get to that in a minute. As far as the episode goes, it was pretty standard. It had a good Pinky and the Brain one, which was the big bulk of the episode, and it was pretty funny seeing the Warner struggling to punish this one guy who refused to take punishment. So that was pretty cool. The jokes were pretty solid. But I think I enjoyed the Pinky and the Brain one a little bit more than the Warners again. That's not to say the Warners are bad, it's just that Pinky and the Brain were stronger overall. But the thing I've been noticing is that this is the 3rd time that the Warners have mentioned anything on the political spectrum. Well, in the first episode, they were singing about all the things they've missed in terms of world, and they were singing about the presidencies. That's pretty simple, basic enough. Then, of course, there's this episode, which not only had a Cyclops caricature of Donald Trump, but it also had Dot singing about how women and toons need the right to vote. Again, it's nothing big, it's just strangely on the political side of the jokes. I'm kind of wondering when they're going to be making fun of the actors, actresses, other TV shows. When are those jokes coming? Oh well, this is just me speculating. So, until next time, we're the Cartoon Gentlemen, the Organizers of Chaos, Vintage Kings, and we will continue next time.
Well, it's starting to get late. I think anybody who was going to show up has already shown up.
Okay. Okay, people, listen up. And please, everybody, meet back here tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Further details of what's going to happen will be presented then. Until then, get prepared.
Not exactly soldiers, these guys. It'll still be a few days before the boat arrives. So, you will have time to properly prepare them for the outside world. This might take some time, though.
And we never know who might show up at the last second to be part of our crew.
I don't think there's going to be very many more, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't get your hopes up. Yeah, but it's not like someone's going to be walking in those doors right at the second I say, "Hold everything! Your star has arrived."